Hi, my name's Lindy Cowling and welcome to my channel. The title of this video this evening is Soul Magnetics and How the Soul Attracts. Soul Magnetics, How the Soul Attracts. So hopefully this video won't wobble too much. I only say that because I've got the camera in a different position and my cat is actually above the camera. So if it wobbles, I shall try and grab it before it gets knocked over. And if you see a giant cat paw along the top of the screen here, it's because he's actually on something above this camera. And he's moving about quite a lot. So what do I mean, soul magnetics and how the soul attracts? The soul by its very nature, so the soul being the vehicle through which we express ourselves as consciousness, the soul by its very nature is polarized to various degrees and magnetized. So this is how we get the response where you can have an instant dislike to someone and be actually totally repelled by them, by their actual energetics, their magnetics, their whole persona, their aura. They might not have said a word, you might have seen them from afar, you might have even seen them in the media or something like that, and you instantly feel that repelling kind of thing. And it might not be anything to do with their personality or that they're a bad person or anything like that. It might simply just be because of the energetics. They repel you, or it's a polarized form of energy. So that's the opposites, you know, a bit like when magnets are flipped round and then they repel each other. When the magnetics of the soul are attracting you, so let's speak on it from an energetic level first. You could meet someone that you wouldn't necessarily instantly find aesthetically attractive or appealing or charismatic. In other words, you might not easily or straight away be attracted to them or fancy them, but because of the magnetics of their soul and how they resonate with you, you could have an attraction in that sense to someone that you would be surprised that you'd be attracted to, because you are feeling the magnetics of their soul and they are very synonymous or very harmonious or very resonant or very similar to the magnetics of your own soul. You can also get that, obviously, when there has been some kind of history in the soul between you. So it's not, let me make this clear, it doesn't just work if you have had soul history with them. It can happen simply because you have very resonant soul compatibility, or the magnetics and the energy of the soul signatures are very similar, so you can be attracted, and it has nothing to do with having other multi-dimensional experience or other life experience or timeline experience with them. It's a matching resonance in the magnetics of the soul. And I'm just smiling here. If you can hear music in the background, there is a pub not far from here, and they've got a big event on tonight, so there's a band playing at the moment. They've been playing for a few hours, so you might hear that in the background. So you can have these magnetics whether you've had soul history or past lives or other timelines, whatever, with them. Of course, you can have it when you have also had past lives and other history in other timelines as a multi-dimensional soul with them. And you can also have two flip sides of it, like an actual magnet. There can be intense drawing together for both of you, so being drawn to one another, wanting to be around each other because of the soul magnetics. And yes, of course, on the surface of that comes in other things, like then because of the soul magnetics actually feeling a level of attraction to them that you might be surprised at feeling, because they might not be the conventional kind of person that you would normally be attracted to, but the soul's doing the talking. And then, you know, obviously then that develops into other things, and you get to know them and perhaps get attracted to them or fall in love with them on different levels at that point. There's also a flip side of that. You might get to know them and not feel any of those things, but still feel almost hypnotically attracted to them because of the magnetics of the soul. So like I say, the soul is a vehicle, our vehicles, that we bring our consciousness into the embodiment through, and they do have these magnetics. So if we get off the subject for a moment of relationships that are romantic, sorry, I had to hold on to this, thanks, Kat was about to jump off. We can also have this when someone has very kind of inverted, kind of almost like a more negative, challenging magnetics. Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic connection. This could be someone in your blood family or soul family, you know, a relative or something like that, where their magnetics literally suck the life out of you. It's almost more like an inverted kind of energy, where they literally suck the life out of you, like being drawn towards a whirlpool. And again, it's a densely heavy kind of magnetic energy that can draw you towards it. Now, where we get most commonly drawn into the magnetics of the soul that are more challenging is, again, the way we get suckered in there, whether it's romantically or in other ways, not romantically, is, again, as I've repeated before, if there is a similar aligning pattern or history of that pattern or a remembrance of that pattern within oneself, it can match up to that kind of magnetic on this side, and there be an attraction. Now, an attraction perhaps when it's not romantic, I mean an energy attraction, so that it's aggravating, irritating, frustrating. So, for example, a non-romantic connection, a mother with a daughter or something like that. So you can have all different variations to this. And of course, these kind of soul magnetics kick in long before the physical attraction, or perhaps even the physical connection with one another, or even a word has been spoken. So, you know, you've got a lot of different things going on here. The soul magnetic energy and the soul energy is where all the, I call it the old energy, it's where all the more baggage is, the drama, karma scenario, the heavier, dutier stuff, the stuff that needs bringing up, the unconscious stuff more to consciousness. So that's another side of soul magnetics, and how stuff literally like gets stuck to it. So if you're running a particular theme, I don't know, let's say off the top of my head an anger theme, then there's an anger theme thing running through your soul, and perhaps it connects to a core soul wound of yours, and that's coming to the fore, and then magnetically you seem to attract lots of angry situations around you, or lots of angry people. That's another plain, simple way of putting soul magnetics as well. So this, of course, is how the soul attracts, negatively or positively, you know, the stuff we don't want or the stuff that we do want. It's resonant to the degree at which your energetics are compatible to the negative or positive person, people or situations connected with that around you. That patterning can continue an entire lifetime for people, or more than one lifetime for people. We do have an opportunity at this point in time to bring many of those scenarios to a more balanced state of equilibrium, and that sort of 0 point full consciousness, where no longer are we being stuck in those magnetic key soul patterns, but that we're able to recognize it quickly. Now, does this mean that we won't attract on a soul level people that are compatible to those energetics? No, absolutely not. Of course, we will still be attracted to people that run certain energetic signatures, and they will of course be attracted to us, but it's for different purposes. It's not for resolving the polarized material and the old baggage and the old drama and karma stuff. Well, it is for those purposes if that's where you're at in your process, but as you go through that process, it's not necessarily for the same purposes. And the attraction and the magnetics then are more about the expression and living it as fully conscious, or as conscious as you are at that point in time, authentically, not for the reason of purging drama or karma or baggage or heavy duty polarized soul stuff, but for living it, expressing it. Sorry, my cat's moving about. Expressing it from a more aware, conscious state of reality. It's for a different purpose at that point. But of course, the attraction is still there and the magnetics are still there, just not with so much stuff, if you like, matter to be cleared in the way. So short and sweet, as I have a cat wobbling the camera, I don't want it to get dark while I'm on camera, and I've got a pub band playing across the way there, literally a 5-minute walk away. So on that note, I will love you and leave you. As always, the email to contact for sessions is info@lindycowling.co.uk, and the website www.lindycowling.co.uk. As always, I will love you and leave you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel and me as that channel in all the ways that you do. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.